China recently arrested 30 different Christian pastors. China still arrested the second most senior general in its army. China is actually a socialist state. And they said they actually agree on freedom of religion. And their so-called freedom of religion, you have to be registered with the government in order for it to be recognized by the government and be practiced by the people of China. And guess what? This recognized by the government have some selected religion that is actually recognized by the government, because these 30 pastors were not recognized by the government of China. One thing you just have to know is that when you go to the United States, you go to your mosque, you burn the US flag, you do a whole lot of protests, you come to social media and say anything that you want. For all those people who say, okay, I wish that the US are so bad, the US are so this, the US are so that, go to China and try that. Just go to China, after staying for like 2 years, you come out and burn the Chinese flag and say a whole lot of rough things against Xi Jinping and say a whole lot of wrong things against the Communist Party. I don't think ever that your parents will see you again. That is honestly why I am, well, I call it paranoid about China. The fact that China actually treats its people this way, the fact that China, there is absolutely nobody free, the fact that China still practice all of this hidden socialism still gets me so worried about China. I'm not trying to say that the US is absolutely the best. But I'm trying to say that the fact that a whole lot of countries can come around, you can go to the United States and say or do whatsoever thing that you want, and nobody will stand in front of your door to arrest you for charges which you never knew nothing about. And the fact that China have a whole lot of border issues with all of their neighbors, and the fact that the individuals who live in China are absolutely not free, actually gets me bothered about China. A whole lot of people who want China to become the world power instead of the US. I think you should actually think about it twice. The fact that you have mosques in the US, the fact that you have this freedom of speech in the US, the fact that you can use your camera and come around and say anything about Trump in the US, I don't really trust China. Maybe, that is my opinion, maybe someone needs to convince me out of this. Not because I hate the people of China, but the fact that the Xi Jinping government, the Xi Jinping socialist government, the way they actually operate so shadily actually speaks a whole lot. I honestly do not trust China. When Rome was actually ruling the world, they still have their own mistakes. When Britain was actually still ruling the world, they still have their own mistakes. So I think that the US is still having their own mistakes. But to exchange the position of the US for China, I don't really trust that. I will never trust that. I will never trust China. This China, I can never trust them. Maybe this is actually my own opinion. Let me know yours in the comment section. Follow for more videos like this. Subscribe for more.